Okay, guys, now we're gonna be checking the practice that is in page 139, exercise 8C, okay? So what we're gonna be doing is, it says, A, complete the dialogue with the correct form of there was or there were, and pretty much, again, in this case, we're not gonna use the present versions, but the simple past versions. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, for the first one, we're gonna do it. Each one of you is gonna be helping me out with one of the examples. I'm gonna try to do the first one, so we can actually try to figure out how that one goes. So for the first one, it says, how many guests were there in the hotel? So 8B, it says, it has two spaces and says 4 including me. So we could perfectly say there were 4 including me. And then we have a space and a space, a Brazilian tourist.
There
And
was.
exactly, there was a Brazilian tourist and there were
Where.
2 businessmen. Correct. Okay, the following. Let's see. Alina, can you help us with the following? The one that is number 4?
Was there a restaurant?
Perfect. Can you keep going?
Sigo.
Yes, please.
No, there wasn't, but there was a coffee shop.
Perfect, thank you. Heiner, can you help me with the following? The one that is in number 7?
Sure. Was there a refrigerator in your room? Yes, there was, but there any drinks in it?
Super quick. You probably wrote it, but you missed it when you pronounced it. You didn't pronounce weren't. But there weren't any drinks in it.
Oh.
Okay, then the following, Danny. How many beds?
How many beds were there?
Correct. One, a double bed.
One, a double. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so any questions up to now, guys, with any of these exercises? Okay. Now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna move into the following part. It says complete the sentences with there was, where, wasn't, wherein, a, and, or some, or any. Okay, so we have the first example that says there were some ghosts in the haunted hotel I stayed in. So the first one says my sister didn't take a shower because there was a spider in the bathtub. No, for number 2, Danny, what do you have there?
We can't watch the news because there wasn't a TV in our room.
Perfect, thank you. Number 3, Heiner.
I couldn't sleep on the plane because there was nosy children behind me.
There is a small mistake over here, and is that you're saying there was, but the word children is plural.
Oh, they weren't.
There were.
There were.
Exactly. There were noisy children behind me. Number 4, Alina.
They could play tennis because there weren't tennis balls.
Exactly. That is perfect. You can say they're wearing tennis balls or they're wearing any tennis balls. That one would also be correct. Number 5, Danny.
She didn't have a coffee because there weren't cups.
Or they're wearing any cups as well. Number 6, Heiner.
He took a photo because there was a beautiful view.
Perfect. Thank you, Heiner. Number 7, Alina.
They could park near the restaurant because there wasn't a parking lot.
Perfect. And number 8, Danny.
I can't work in the hotel because there wasn't a computer.
That is perfect. Thank you. Okay, guys, any question or concern in regards to this one? Nope. All clear? Super clear? Incredibly clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is, as you know, and as Alina would say, you sign up to be actors and actresses. This is what the course is about. Surprise. So what we're going to be doing today, well, not the entire class, but part of it, is that we're going to be we're going to be reading out loud. There is a reading in page 64 for the lesson 8C. So if you go where the 8C starts, there is one that says, would you like to stay in a haunted hotel? Okay, so what we're going to be doing is the following. I'm going to be assigning you a specific paragraph and you're going to read it. This is about a haunted house or a haunted story. So in this case, you need to add this kind of dramatic tone of voice, like if you were in a story, like if you were watching, I don't know, Nightmare on Elm Street, or if you were if you were watching Friday 13 or any of those movies, okay? So you have to give that creepy tone of voice. Okay, so we're gonna start. So we're gonna start with Danny. Danny, you're gonna be reading from. It says there are many hotels in Britain. The people say are haunted. If you're feeling brave, you can stay the night in one of these hotels. You're gonna read that, and then you're gonna read until the first paragraph ends, which says Catholic priest used the tunnel to hide from Protestants. Okay? Do you see it, Danny?
No.
Are you in
Which
the
part?
8C part? Unit 8C.
8C.
Go there, please.
8C, what page?
For me, it's page 64. I don't know for you guys, is it the same? Okay, yes, Salina is saying that yes. Okay, so it is page 64 for you as well.
64.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Mm,
Okay, in the meantime, Alina, you're gonna be reading it says the owner of the hotel, Rob Davies, says blah 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 until the last line where it says I turn around, nobody's there. Okay? And Hainer, you're gonna read it. The one that says is Cotland Comlungon Castle. You're gonna read that until the very last line. They came back. The room was empty. Whoa. So this is what you're gonna be doing each one of you. Danny, did you find the page?
no sé si en la que estoy. Sorry.
No worries. Do you see do you see 8C? Si ves como el ribbon, como la cintita aquí arriba que dice 8C. Como cuando iniciamos, cuando estamos en la primera página de esa unidad.
Okay. A night in a hotel.
Yeah, that one. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, so that you're gonna be reading. from the beginning, there are many hotels in Britain, blah, 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 until the first paragraph ends, which says Catholic priests used the tunnel to hide from Protestants. Do you see it?
No. Okay.
So if you start reading, do you see the one that says there are many hotels in Britain that people say are haunted? Do you see that line? Ahí ya estamos en la historia, es como el primer renglón de la historia, que está como todo en capital letters, como en mayúscula.
England, Gosford.
Antes de England, donde dice England, Gosford, Hall Inn. Antes de eso, hay unos que están en capital letters, están en mayúscula. Entonces tienes que leer lo que está en mayúscula. Y después donde dice England, Gosford, Hall Inn, vas a leer de donde inicia la G, que dice Gosford, Hall Inn, Small Hotel, bla, bla, bla. Y ese mismo párrafo tiene 3, 4, 5 lines. Entonces, la última línea, la que dice Century England, Catholic priests use the tunnel to hide from Protestants, hasta ahí vas a leer. O sea, tienes que leer donde dice there are many hotels in Britain, hasta donde dice to hide from Protestants. Después de ahí, Alina va a entrar y va a empezar a decir the owner of the hotel, Rob Davies says, blah, blah, blah. And Alina is going to stop where it says, I turn around, nobody's there. And then we're going to have Mr. Sandy from Scotland Common Law and Castle. He's going to read that, and then he's going to finish where it says, came back, the room was empty. And the creepy laugh.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some time to practice. Again, remember.
All that text is mine.
Yes, sir. So you can shine bright like a diamond.
Oh, perfect.
Because I know you got this.
You can.
Guys, remember, I'm going to give you some time to practice it, so don't worry about it. What I do ask you is to check on how you read it. I don't want you to just read it like if you were reading something out loud because you're studying. I want you, I don't know if you have ever listened to an audiobook that they are very interesting, like they read it in such a nice way that you want to keep on listening to the audiobook. That's exactly what I'm looking for here. Like this. Sorry, tell me.
I read it with feeling.
Exactly. Like adding an emotion to it. It's not just reading it out loud, but adding an emotion. And since this is talking about
actor.
Exactly. You're not any actor. You're Mr. Sandy, right? Your last name has an accent in the I? Sandy? Or Sandy?
Sandy.
Okay. Thank you. Exactly. So you're Mr. Sandy. I don't know what's the last name of Alina because I cannot see it there. But anyway. So we have 2 actresses and 1 actor. And I'm going to give you time so you can practice that. And then you can come back and you're going to read it. And we're going to judge how good you did it, how much emotion you added to it. Remember, this is not just to how can I say, to make you suffer. This is more for you to practice getting out of your flat tone. Sometimes when we speak in English, it's very common for us to have because English is not our native language. So it makes sense. For that reason, it's very common now. It's normal for people to fall into a flat tone. What is a flat tone? Something that may be interpreted as a little bit robotic. Like, hello, my name is Luis. I am from San Carlos. I live. That is a flat tone. And that's exactly what I don't want you to do. So even though you're just in level 2, I want you to make sure that if you're speaking English or Spanish, you sound natural. You sound like you were born with it. Okay? So for that reason is that we make all these different exercises to make sure that we force you to practice a different type of pronunciation so it doesn't sound flat. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to practice that. So you can read it, understand it, and practice it. If there is a word that you don't understand, let me know. If there is something that you don't know how to pronounce, let me know. Anyway, I'm going to be here, so just let me know. That being said, I'm gonna give you, it's already 7:08. I'm gonna give you until 7:18. And at 7:18, we're gonna check. We're gonna listen to your performance, to your Oscar award-winning performance. So go ahead, practice, and I'll talk to you at 7:18.
Reading for a dream.
What do I mean? So for that one, for countable and uncountable, in Spanish, we say everything has a number. Como quien dice, todo lo contamos, todo le ponemos número y lo que no, lo inventamos. In English, we don't. There are some nouns that we can count, and there are some others that we cannot. For example, when it comes to rice, we cannot count rice. Why? Because you cannot say, oh, I have 4 grains of rice. No. No podemos contar. Por eso se supone que no es contable. Porque es so tiny that you can literally not count it. Lo que podemos contar es la unidad de medida que se utiliza para eso. Por ejemplo, podemos decir, I have 1 bag of rice, or I have 1 kilo of rice. Pero no puedes decir, I have 20 rices, because it doesn't exist. Why? Because if you say it like that, it sounds like you're counting the grains, and we don't do that. Okay? Clear up to now? The same
Yes.
happens, thank you. The same happens with water. When it comes to water, we cannot actually count water, because you cannot say, oh, I have 20 particles of H2O. No, we don't say that, right? What we say is pretty much we count what? The bottles or the liters of water that we actually have. Okay? So we say, oh, I have 3 bottles of water. I have 3 glasses of water. But we don't say I have 20 waters. That doesn't exist. Okay? So these are countable and uncountable nouns. Let me go, I think I can actually share my screen. So let me go ahead and share it. Because even though you're there, I think it could actually help a little bit better if I share my screen. So let's go ahead and have the screen shared. Here we go. Okay, there we go. So we're going, this is the part that we're talking about, the first one, countable and uncountable nouns. So let's talk about it. It says an apple, 3 apples, rice, and meat. Okay. So there are 2 kinds of nouns in English, countable and uncountable, correct? Things you can count, apples, and nouns can be singular, an apple, or plural apples. Okay, then it says uncountable, some things you cannot count. For example, butter, you cannot actually count butter. You can say how many bars of butter you have, but you're not actually counting butter, you're counting the bars, okay? Okay, you see, you cannot say I have 2 butters, 3 butters, you say I have butter. Okay, so uncountable nouns are usually singular. Some nouns can be countable or uncountable, but the meaning is different. For example, an ice cream, some ice cream. Okay? So what it's saying there is that we could have sometimes a combination of both. When we say an ice cream, we're referring either to a cone or to the ones that we know, the ones that have a stick, like de los helados de palito. Those you can say an ice cream. But if you're talking about ice cream, como el que viene en el tarrito y que se agarra y se sirve como medio tarro, that one is just ice cream. Okay? Questions up to now? Okay, let's take a look at the other part. Okay, it says a, and, some, or any. It says, so again, as you can imagine, we're going to use a or n for countable. Okay, so we're going to say why, because they actually mean 1. So an apple, an orange, a jar, a bottle, a pretty much anything. Okay, so it says countable. We need an apple. We need some apples. Or for uncountable, we can say we need some butter. Never a butter. Okay. We don't need a tomato. We don't need any tomatoes. We don't need any rice. Do we need an orange? Do we need any oranges? Or do we need any sugar? With sugar happens the same. You're literally not going to count every small particle of sugar or any small particle. Why? Because it comes like very like grinded. So for that reason, we just say sugar. Oh, I need sugar here. I need some sugar. How much sugar? 2 teaspoons, 3 teaspoons, etc. Okay. It says we use A or N with singular countable nouns. For example, an apple, an orange, an egg, etc. We use some plus positive or pretty much in positive statements with plural, countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. Not an exact number or quantity. That is very important, guys. Some is just algunos. How many are there? We don't know. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Just some. And then we have any. Any we use it either in negative statements or in questions, pretty much. So it says we use them in negative and questions with plural, countable, and uncountable nouns. Okay, we're gonna stop right here. Tell me, questions, doubts.
In this part, uncountable. In second, in do you can realm is and second or any or
Sorry, I think I'm sorry, Henry. I think my internet is very unstable, so I couldn't listen to your question. I just deactivated the camera for the same reason. Vamos a ver si con la cámara apagada tal vez escucho mejor. Can you repeat your question?
don't worry. In this box, so in do we need an orange, like any orange, uncountable? Es como una naranja y any, ¿qué significaba?
Ninguna.
Ninguna naranja,
Ujú.
ninguna o ninguna naranja.
Ajá. O
Pero
ning-
está en la S que está en azul. Any orange,
No, any oranges.
oranges.
Ajá, exacto. Usualmente cuando utilizamos any, estamos hablando de cosas plurales, ya sean en negativo o en pregunta. Lo mismo pasa para some. Hace referencia a cierta cantidad, sin embargo, no nos dice cuánto. No nos dice si son 2, 3, 4 o 30. Solo nos dice algunos o digamos que ningunos.
Okay, entonces any is a question and negative,
Exactly, exactly,
like a some.
exactly. La diferencia es que some no solo es para, some no se utiliza en oraciones negativas, sino que we use it in positive statements.
Mhm. Okay. Right.
Profe, y en preguntas solo any o some también.
Oh, there you're done.
Una
Um,
aparición.
Ahí está, ya llegaron, ¿cómo es que
Uh.
dicen? Ya llegaron porque lloraban. In question, it's more common to use any.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember seeing a question where they use some. Honestly, I think most of the ones that I remember, they usually say any. Do you need any oranges? Do you need any cakes? Do you need any help? Do you need any pizzas, etc.?
Okay.
Any
Entonces
other
digo,
question? Dime.
and es para un singular. Some
Ajá,
is a plural.
ajá.
And any it is a plural.
Ajá.
Bien, bro.
Ujú,
Y ya, ahí murió.
ujú. Bueno, y también any utiliza para negativos y para preguntas.
Mhm. Okay, ya lo noté. Gracias. Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome. Any other question, guys?
No, bueno, no sé si quedó clear. El and es cuando tiene una, es cuando tiene una vocal antes, como la Apple.
Ajá,
Entonces
exactamente.
se
Es
pone
que,
el N, ajá, an apple.
exacto. Ajá, es que eso ya lo hemos visto creo que el nivel pasado. Just in case. That's why I didn't make any emphasis on that, because we're already starting level 1. But in case I don't remember, yes, we use A, just the A alone, if the following word starts with a consonant. If the
But
following words.
is singular. But
100%.
and.
Exactly. Both of them are singular. The difference from one to the other is that A is used when the following word starts with a consonant. For example, a car. If the word starts with a vowel, then we use N, using the A plus the N. N orange, N apple, N, I don't know, let me think, N, which other one? Let me think. Anyway, you got the idea, I think. But yeah, A plus consonant, or an plus vowel. Okay, pretty much. Any questions up to now, guys?
Mm.
Okay, let's go ahead and have some practice in regards to this so we can start getting familiar with it. So if you go to the following page, there is a practice over here, which is 9A, de nuevo. Solo vamos a trabajar en 9A, which is the one that we have over here. So it says this one, write a or and or some plus a food or drink word. And then the following part says complete the dialogue with a with a and some or any. Okay, that's what you're gonna be doing. I'm gonna give you some time to work on it, and as soon as you finish, let me know. Okay. Of course, if you have any question, any concern, if there is an example that you don't understand, let me know.
The second picture is like milk or water.
That is such a good question. I would probably say milk. I honestly don't know, but I would say so.
Digamos que es eso.
You can try with one, if not, you can try with the other.